We are back, babies. Babies born off the backs of our labor. That's right. We are giving birth to a new episode today. It's me, Majora T, out here raging like a Gyarados while you subscribe. Cheers. Let's talk about some games. This is the games beat for 2025, and I've got quite an extensive list. Last time was 2 weeks ago, and I was talking about P3P, Bioshock, and Banjo Dreamy. I've actually dropped both Persona 3 and Banjo Dreamy. I was just getting a little kind of bored of Persona 3. It's not bad. I'm not in the mood to play it. And Banjo Dreamy got way too tough. But I did beat Mighty Switch Force 1. I also made a video on Bioshock that was received. How? I don't know. That's based on the individual, but it was received for sure. But I do have some games here that I'm excited I got to play and beat. I was on vacation last week, so I dabbled in a lot. Before I went on vacation, I finished Mighty Switch Force. I did that intentionally because I knew it was going to be a hectic week for playing games for me, just for work and whatnot. And this was a quick one. I actually had a save file with 13 stages cleared. I had the experience pretty fresh in my head. So I just went ahead and finished it in probably a good 20, 30 minutes or so. It does get a little tricky there at the end. And I do think it's a really solid, fun, quick indie game. Kind of like me playing Sonic 1, as you saw in the beginning of this video. But I'll have more to say. I'll do a review later this week. Sound good? Good. Castlevania 3, I suck at Castlevania 3. This is a hard game. I don't know. Brian, God bless your soul. You truly have the patience of a saint worthy of slaying vampires, because I don't have it. And I haven't really tried, but I can imagine if I tried streaming this, I would be frustrated to the gates of hell. This is a hard one, and it doesn't really start off that way. It starts pretty playable, and I really like the character swap mechanic, but I found I was getting caught up in a couple really long stages, and you're basically playing with the same life limitations that you would have in Castlevania 1. For instance, 4 hits to the death for... I believe it's Trevor in this game, or whichever character you're even playing as, and I took the easy path. What really killed me was the final level. Your progress doesn't save in Dracula's stairwell. You have to go back to the beginning of that level, which that's too much. That whole level is already an epic odyssey of all the enemies you had seen up until that point and all the different mechanics. So I think it's just asking a lot of players. So yeah, I use some save states to get through that. More than a few, but I have no shame in that game. I got to see it to the end. So one day, maybe I'll play as far as I can on stream and pull some hairs out. We'll see. Layer section / galactic attack. Year of the Shooter, baby. Is it coming back? Well, the first one for the year. I had a craving. I saw it go on sale, and I was waiting for the sale. This is the S Tribute on Switch, but it is on other things. So even though it's a compilation, it is the same game either way, just with a different title. It's supposedly the layer section is the Japanese region one, and Galactic Attack is North American, but they're both the Saturn version. You can switch to arcade mode in the games. I don't think it's the arcade game, though. It doesn't matter. I've always kind of had my eye on this game. I think it's a solid shooter all around. I had always been pretty familiar with the style due to Ray Force. I believe it's Ray Force or Ray Storm. It's one of those. Through Title Legends 2, that's the PS1 game in this series. And I think this one hits home too, albeit being quite difficult. I had a 15 credit clear. So I know that sounds pretty bad, and it is, because I had all dummy mode activated. I had weapons that would not downgrade upon death. I had the game set to the lowest difficulty. I had 99 credits enabled. And the only reason I did is because it's either 4, 8, or 99. And I tried on 8, but man, it just gets too tough at the end there. The style of the game is pretty cool because it's based in layers. It's got 2 modes of fire. It has forward fire because it's a vertical shooter, and then it has missile-based fire with enemies that are below you. And so they have some pretty cool visual effects, and then I really like what they do with some of the stages. It's another one you can look forward to a review from me later in the week. Let's talk about what I want to play going into next week. So on Switch, I started Bit Trip Runner, or continued Bit Trip Runner, because I had played a bit of it, and I forgot how hard it was. Man, the first world boss is already giving me a hell of a hard time. I was playing on the plane, but I was having a good time. And it's the type of game where you can kind of chip away at a level or two here or there. So I just want to chip away at it this week, see if I can make some headway, and if I don't get too frustrated. I do want to start a new game for Xbox, and that will be Clunky Hero. I believe it's a Zelda 2 style type of game. So I am curious how that goes, and we shall see. And then for Nintendo DS, I am replaying Pokemon Diamond. I was playing in Italian because I was in Italy. Ciao mi amici. I got to brush up on some of my Italian words, phrases, and conjugations. So that was really helpful. It was really helpful to just have something on the side while I was also busting out my Italiano language skills. Io parlo molto Italiano. Allora. So yeah, if you want to speak Italian with me, let me know. We can make some good pasta together. So for February, I have beaten 4 games so far, and I do have a good week left here, so we'll see what I can do with it. Very excited. So I do want to just ask a question for you, viewer, as much as you may be enjoying these installments. I want to know if you want to see videos dedicated to games I dropped, like why I dropped Banjo Dreamy or Persona 3. I feel like I don't want to make that one because I might come back to that game. But Banjo Dreamy is like the first one I like hard dropped. I already did a segment on that. I just need a clip from a live stream. So that could be something that goes up this week. And then there's just so many games I'm like, I don't want to play anymore. And I even deleted from my download section. I just think it's pretty interesting as a concept because, I think it's easier to make positive videos, like reviews about games you like. And I had to like kind of push myself to do that BioShock video despite how it was received. And I'm happy I did because I'm being honest with myself and with you, as honest as I can be in that way. And I think it's important for people to know if a game isn't like to my tastes. Like, because then maybe that would help them understand for themselves too, and maybe would even spotlight the game in a way that it might not be for me, but maybe it looks cool to you, and you could reconcile my thoughts all you want. So, games I dropped, I don't know, you tell me. But that's it for the games of the week. Cheers! I will see you in the next one.